Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the latest generation for this CanAm Maverick X3 XRC Turbo RR. Huge shout out to 704 Exotics for providing this side-by-side for me today. Definitely take a look at their website. They're always getting in some cool inventory. That link is down in the description. So we have a pretty cool color combo with the orange and the gray for this model. They have a starting MSRP right around $31,000. And powering this Maverick is the 900cc Rotax Ace 3-cylinder turbo. It's paired to the P-Drive and Quick Response System, or the QRS X CVT transmission. Pumps out right around 200 horsepower. It is primarily two-wheel drive. However, there are multiple four-wheel drive settings for this off-roading side-by-side. It weighs in right around 1,800 pounds. 0 to 60 will be right around 4.5 seconds. It has a top speed of 90 miles an hour and a fuel capacity of 10.5 gallons. Now it also has a wheelbase of 102 inches. Its overall length is 134.5. There are two different width models that you can get, either the 65.6 or the model in front of us is the 72.8. It has a height of 68.5 and maximum ground clearance of just over 16 inches. As we move on to the exterior styling for this CanAm Maverick, just take a look at the presence that this has for an off-roading vehicle. It is so aggressive, especially with pretty much no fender flares around those tires. But up front from the factory, this comes with a 4,500 pound winch. So that way, if you get stuck or you need to pull someone else out, you have those capabilities for this off-roader. Small bull bar is also located just above that. And there's a really cool design for all of that mesh, black and red, with that X logo over on that passenger side. And then a massive inlet right in the middle, what I would call the hood scoop for this. Turbo RRs on both sides. And then this even has headlights, DRLs, and then very small turn signals, but those are adequate enough to make this street legal. And there are skid plates up underneath for those lower control arms to protect those CV axles too. And then up top, as you can tell, those Fox shocks go all the way through the front and are mounted front and center. This also has the additional fender flares on the side there, and then these massive tires. So let's get into all these suspension components for this. For this particular model, this has the Fox 3.0 Podium RC2 suspension. It gives you 22 inches of travel up front and 24 inches of travel in the rear. Now up front, this has 262 millimeter vented rotors with 2 piston calipers, and then they are 248 in the rear with twin piston calipers as well. And then this has massive 35-inch tires with that 15-inch wheel, beadlock designed to them with the gloss black for the actual wheel itself. Very aggressive tire, beefy setup for this, giving it that amount of ground clearance that I mentioned earlier. And also on the side, you will notice there's more mud flaps behind those tires. They will help slightly, but as you can tell, it sticks out a good bit, but at least it'll keep the underside protected, where there is some more protection as well up underneath. Now this has mirrors. They are mounted up on the top of the roll bar there, so that way you can easily see behind you, of course. We have the mesh for that door, and just a really cool design. Even this hard top for the roll cage up top that houses some other info that we'll go over. Pretty cool design from the side with that 3-tone look, and then a very massive rear fender arch covering the back of this. Now as we work our way to the back, center exit exhaust right in the middle. Take a look at all these suspension components and everything that is involved with the amount of ground clearance that this off-roader has. These are absolutely massive shocks that go all the way up to just behind the back seats. We have the Fox remote reservoirs too for the rears, those canisters on the roll bars on both sides. We have taillights, turn signals as well. And then up top, you can actually put about 200 pounds worth of gear or equipment up here. So you can strap them down with all these tie down points. So you can put any items there that you want to bring with you for the day. There's a light that's also installed up top there. And just a really cool look from the back. Very, very aggressive and beefy for this side-by-side. Now as we work our way to the interior, we actually have the suicide doors. So there's no door handles on the exterior. What you do is you grab, hopefully you can see that red piece, we'll zoom in here, and you just pop that up, and then this is on a shock, so we'll actually open up itself. Now we do have that net that I mentioned earlier. You can clip that into place. Of course you have to release it to open up the door, but you can put that up if you want a little more protection. And then this is the inside of the door. Basically, we have the roll cage hidden in that skin to make it look a little bit nicer. And then check out these red seats. We have the 4-point harnesses, so that way you can strap yourself in and be ready for the trail ahead of you. Now this is the key in order to start this up, so let's hop in. We do have adjustable seats, so you can move these forwards and backwards. I don't think you can recline or incline them, but you can pull them forwards or farther away if you need to. So the bar's up underneath, and if I can find that, we can slide this back and take a look at the steering wheel. Nothing fancy. We have the carbon fiber-like material on both sides, but there's no hand controls, of course, since you're gonna be off-road. You need both of those hands on there. So this is the key. Simply just push it onto there, almost like a jet ski, just attaching that. And then we have the start button down below. So with my foot on the brake, just like a normal vehicle, we can fire this up. Now we can look at the digital gauge cluster here. So currently on the left side, there's the fuel level, miles that are on this. Right in the center, we have miles per hour, along with your 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, what gear you're in, engine temperature, and the time. Now you can actually go through a little bit more info using these buttons right in the middle. So we have a menu button, so you can push on that, and by pushing on that several times, you can toggle between all this information. So just depending on what you would like to see, you can also go into the drive modes. So there's eco mode and sport mode. And then we also have trip information, so you can go through that. And then DPS. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but a driving mode that you can go into. And that's pretty much it. You also have a row underneath there in case you need to monitor any of those icons that will illuminate. And I'm going to shut this back off so you can hear me a little bit better. Over on the left side, these are the turn signals for left and right. We have the horn, headlights, and high beams too. This is how you can control the winch up front, so to extend the rope and then bring it back in. There's an override control, and then right in the middle, you can actually attach several different tablets, it looks like. So if you want to put maybe an iPad or some kind of screen, pull up your navigation for off-road, or just to have a screen with you, you can place it there. We have the 4-wheel drive selectors along with the locking front diff. There's also rock and trail, which unfortunately we will not be using today. Underneath that, engine start stop, a little bit of storage, you could place some items. And then behind that, we have the gear selector. So reverse is going to be over on this right side. You have high on the right side as well. And then if you want to go into low range gears, you have that over on this left side. There's also a grab handle for your passenger. We have some more rock lights right in the middle. This even has heated seats. That is crazy to see for a side-by-side like this. A little bit of storage with the cup holders in the middle. We also have the plexiglass just to keep it a little bit more insulated. Doesn't look like there's any storage. A little bit over on this passenger side, so you can place some items there. We have the rear view mirror that also shows the time. We have some more light bars and auxiliaries and some power controls up top. And then check out all the speakers integrated into this roll cage. Everything is powder coated too. And then you can also fold this windshield down and lock it into place, which is also very cool. So just depending if you need some extra wind in your face or you want to block it, you have the ability to do that. As far as visibility goes, it's pretty easy to see all around. It's a little bit in the way, but you can use your mirrors here to see around you and just have to be mindful of it. But let's go ahead and get this out on the road. So now that I'm strapped into this Can-Am, I have my motorcycle helmet on just to keep the audio a little bit better. And so this thing is so cool already. Now, of course, I'm not driving this through the dirt or anything like that, but I do think that it's really cool that, especially where I live, side-by-sides are now street legal, because now that makes it a little bit more usable. You don't just have to trailer it to go wherever you want to go. You can take it to the grocery store, things like that. I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell with the 22 inches of travel up front. Just getting up to the speed limit, you almost face up at the sky. I could not imagine ripping on this through the dirt and just having a ball. On the road, it's what you'd expect, just driving something that's open feeling. But I do think, and we have our turn signals here, I do think it is very cool that you can now drive them on the road. Just gives it a little bit more practicality, especially for the price of this. I would want to be able to drive this on the road and drive it more than just out on the dirt and things like that. It definitely has a ton of power. Man, again, I really wish I could rip on this. Taking this off-road would be so much fun, and side-by-sides have become incredibly popular. There's a huge following. I ride dirt bikes, and every time we go to one of our favorite trails, it's lined with side-by-sides. They have become so popular over the years that a ton of people do that. And the fact that this is street legal just allows you to be able to have a little bit more fun with it. Even though it is on the pavement, you could almost drive it straight to one of the places that you go off-road and have some fun. Now, I'm not going to do anything too crazy today, but driving it off-road, even just in this parking lot here, it is pretty cool. You can really not feel any of the bumps. There's that much of the suspension, which just makes it absorb all these bumps incredibly well. So it is, you don't even have to slow down for some of those bumps. It is that cool. But unfortunately, I think that's going to wrap it up for today's review in this CanAm Maverick. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, the ride along with this. If you did, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Once again, huge shout out to 704 Exotics for providing this for me today. Check out their website. I will see you guys in the next video.